The Life and Legacy of Alexander the Great. Introduction. Alexander III of Macedon, commonly known as Alexander the Great, is considered one of the most successful military commanders and explorers in human history. Born in 356 BC in Pella, Macedonia, Alexander's life was a testament to the power of ambition, intelligence, and determination. In a career spanning just over a decade, he conquered a vast portion of the known world, creating one of the largest empires in history. His legacy extends far beyond his military achievements, as his spread of Greek culture, language, and philosophy had a profound impact on the ancient world and beyond. Early life. 356 to 336 BC, Alexander was born to King Philip II and Queen Olympias of the ancient Greek kingdom of Macedonia. His father, a skilled military leader, had unified the fractious city-states of Greece under his rule. Philip's ambition was to conquer Persia, which would allow him to expand his empire and secure his position as the dominant power in the region. Alexander's mother, Olympias, was of royal blood and descended from the ancient Greek heroes. She played an important role in Alexander's upbringing and education. As a child, Alexander was known for his intelligence, courage, and charisma. He was tutored by some of the most renowned scholars of the time, including Aristotle. Under Aristotle's guidance, Alexander developed a deep appreciation for knowledge, philosophy, and the arts. His studies included a wide range of subjects, including ethics, rhetoric, and the sciences. Alexander's education was not limited to the classroom. He was also trained in the martial arts, horseback riding, and archery. He proved to be an exceptional student and athlete, excelling in all the disciplines. The combination of his intellectual and physical education prepared Alexander for the challenges he would face in his future military campaigns. The rise to power. 336 to 334 BC. In 336 BC, Alexander's father, Philip II, was assassinated. Alexander was just 20 years old at the time. He succeeded his father as king and quickly took steps to consolidate his power. He was faced with a challenge from his mother, Olympias, who had been a key advisor to Philip and was eager to see her son succeed. Olympias was known for her strong will, and her influence over Alexander would shape his life and decisions. Alexander also faced opposition from some of the Macedonian nobles, who questioned his ability to lead. He quickly demonstrated his authority and decisiveness by executing several of these nobles. This bold move sent a message to the nobles and the general population that Alexander was a force to be reckoned with. The conquest of Persia. 334 to 331 BC. In 334 BC, Alexander crossed the Hellespont, modern-day Dardanelles, with a massive army, marking the beginning of his campaign against Persia. The Persian Empire, under the rule of Darius III, was one of the largest empires in history. Alexander's goal was to conquer the empire and expand his own. The first battle of the campaign was the Battle of Granicus, fought in modern-day Turkey. Alexander's tactics were innovative and decisive, using phalanx formations and clever maneuvering to outflank the Persians. The battle was a resounding victory for Alexander, and it set the tone for the rest of the campaign. The Siege of Tyre. 332 BC. After the Battle of Granicus, Alexander turned his attention to the island of Tyre, which controlled the trade route between Egypt and the rest of the empire. The city was heavily fortified and surrounded by the sea. Alexander launched a massive siege, using a combination of naval power and innovative engineering to breach the city walls. The siege lasted for 7 months, with both sides suffering heavy losses. Finally, in 332 BC, Alexander's forces breached the city, and Tyre fell to the Macedonians. The fall of Tyre marked a significant turning point in Alexander's campaign, as it gave him control of the trade route and access to the rich resources of the east. The capture of Egypt. 332 BC. After the fall of Tyre, Alexander turned his attention to Egypt. He was welcomed as a liberator by the Egyptians, who were tired of Persian rule. Alexander founded the city of Alexandria, which would become a major center of culture and learning. The city was built on a site that had previously been a small Greek settlement, and it quickly grew into a major urban center. The Battle of Issus and Gaugamela. 332–331 BC. The next battle was fought at Issus, where Alexander faced off against Darius III. The Persian king was defeated, and his throne was left empty. However, the real challenge came in the form of the Battle of Gaugamela, fought in modern-day Iraq. The Persian Empire was vast, and it took a massive army to conquer it. Alexander faced off against Darius's massive forces, but his tactics and strategy proved to be decisive. The battle was a rout, with the Persians fleeing in panic. Darius III was forced to flee, leaving behind a vast treasure trove of precious artifacts and wealth. The fall of Babylon and the Empire, 331 to 329 BC, after the Battle of Gaugamela, Alexander continued his campaign, conquering the rest of the Persian Empire. He was welcomed as a liberator by many of the subject peoples, who were tired of Persian rule. Alexander founded over 70 cities during his campaign, many of which would become major centers of culture and learning. He conquered Babylon, which was the capital of the Persian Empire. The city was vast and impressive, with towering walls and magnificent architecture. Alexander's forces were met with little resistance, as the Babylonians had grown weary of Persian rule. The Indian Campaign, 327–326 BC. After conquering the Persian Empire, Alexander turned his attention to the east, where he had heard rumors of a powerful kingdom in India. He assembled a massive army and set off on the long journey to India. Along the way, he encountered fierce resistance from the Persian governor of the region, who was determined to stop him. The Battle of the Hydaspes was fought in modern-day Pakistan, where Alexander faced off against King Porus, the ruler of the Indian kingdom of the Punjab. The battle was fierce, but Alexander's tactics and strategy proved to be decisive. King Porus was defeated, and his kingdom fell to the Macedonians. However, the campaign in India was costly, and the army was beginning to feel the strain. The soldiers were tired and demoralized, and the journey back to Babylon was long and difficult. Alexander faced a mutiny from his soldiers, who were demanding that they return home. The death of Alexander, 323 BC, Alexander's life was cut short when he fell ill in Babylon. The cause of his illness is not known, but it is believed that he suffered from a bacterial infection or a poisoning. Alexander died in 323 BC, at the age of 32. The legacy of Alexander's legacy is profound and far-reaching. He created one of the largest empires in history, stretching from Greece to India. He spread Greek culture, language, and philosophy throughout the ancient world, shaping the development of Western civilization. He was a brilliant military commander, known for his innovative tactics and strategies. He conquered vast territories and founded over 70 cities, many of which would become major centers of culture and learning. However, Alexander's legacy is also complex and multifaceted. He was a product of his time, and his actions were often driven by a desire for power and glory. He was also known for his brutality and ruthlessness, particularly in his treatment of enemies. Despite these complexities, Alexander remains one of the most fascinating figures in history. His life and legacy continue to inspire and captivate people to this day, and his impact on the development of Western civilization remains profound and enduring. Conclusion: Alexander the Great was a true giant in history, known for his military prowess, his innovative tactics and strategies, and his profound impact on the development of Western civilization. His legacy continues to inspire and captivate people to this day, and his impact on the world will be felt for centuries to come. Timeline of Alexander's life: 356 BC. Alexander born in Pella, Macedonia. 336 BC. Philip II assassinated, Alexander becomes king. 334 BC. Alexander crosses the Hellespont, starting his campaign against Persia. 332 BC. The Siege of Tyre, Alexander founds the city of Alexandria in Egypt. 331 BC. The Battle of Gaugamela, Alexander defeats the Persian Empire. 327 BC. Alexander's Indian campaign begins. 326 BC. Alexander faces a mutiny from his soldiers, demands that they return home. 323 BC. Alexander dies in Babylon, at the age of 32. Key battles of Alexander's campaign: the Battle of Granicus, 334 BC, Alexander's first battle against the Persians. The Siege of Tyre, 332 BC, Alexander's forces breach the city walls, and Tyre falls to the Macedonians. The Battle of Issus, 332 BC, Alexander defeats Darius III, and the Persian Empire begins to crumble. The Battle of Gaugamela, 331 BC, Alexander defeats the Persian Empire, and Darius III is forced to flee. The Battle of the Hydaspes, 327 BC, Alexander defeats King Porus, the ruler of the Indian kingdom of the Punjab. Key cities founded by Alexander. Alexandria, 332 BC, founded by Alexander in Egypt. Tyre, 332 BC, founded by Alexander in modern-day Lebanon. Babylon, 331 BC, captured by Alexander and later became a major center of culture and learning. Antioch, 331 BC, founded by Alexander in modern-day Turkey. Bucephala, 327 BC, founded by Alexander in modern-day Pakistan. Key figures in Alexander's life. Aristotle, served as Alexander's tutor and mentor. Philip II, Alexander's father and king of Macedon. Olympias, Alexander's mother and queen of Macedon. Darius III, king of the Persian Empire. King Porus, ruler of the Indian kingdom of the Punjab. Hephaestion, one of Alexander's closest friends and generals.